And like I said, really, really short, like less than 10 minutes on this, okay? So, one of the concepts that's actually in the curriculum is the difference between a time instant and a time interval. I think most people understand it intuitively. They already know it. We're just going to sort of flesh it out, write it down, and formalize it. So, what is a time instant? What is a time interval? I've got a clock there. It shows 2 o'clock. What's the difference between a time instant and an interval? Anyone want to give it a go?
Interval has 2 numbers, and then the difference between an instant is just 1.
That's pretty much it now, right? Interval has 2 numbers. Would you say 2 readings of the clock? Like you have to make 2 readings and then do what? I heard it. Subtract. Did we do that yesterday when we were finding out the time? We did, right? Yeah, so I'm kind of backwards. I kind of missed this. This should have been done ahead of time, So instant interval. Yeah, so an instant is a single reading of the time, whether it's looking at a clock for an actual, like it's 9:05, whether it's that kind of thing, or it's a stopwatch, right? 4 seconds has elapsed, or what have you, right? Single reading of the time, a single point on a time series graph. Some people might say an interval of 0 seconds. Okay? When you start taking calculus, because everyone wants to calculus, it's so much fun. Right? When you start taking calculus, you're going to start learning about limits, and as things approach intervals of 0, weird things kind of start to happen. Okay? So that idea of a limit, I keep trying to introduce that idea of a limit to you, just to help Mr. Ray out when it comes to calculus. So it's 2 o'clock, single reading of the time, right? Now I've been talking about 2 o'clock for quite a while here, a minute or so. That doesn't make it an interval, right? We're talking about a single reading. It could have happened in the past. It's an instant. And this is going to come up when we start talking about average velocity, which we've already talked about yesterday. And then tomorrow when we start talking about average velocity, instantaneous velocity, which is the velocity at a specific instant. An interval, simply the difference between 2 time instants or readings. The difference. The time between 2 points on a graph. It has a duration of greater than 0 seconds. In the example here, it was 2 o'clock, that was one reading, and then it was 4 o'clock, that's another reading. 2 hours has passed, right? Not particularly rocket science here. I had one kid a long time ago said, Jordan Sawyer now, see, you too can be famous. You too can be in notes. You say something really wise, maybe witty, maybe even, very, profound, right? So I call this the Jordan Sawyer analogy. If he knew that I was using his name all these years later, he'd probably be pretty proud of himself. He says it kind of the difference between a picture. You guys know what a Polaroid is? Okay, with those instant pictures, right? Same idea, right? And it's no different than a regular picture. I don't know why I said Polaroid. It's the difference between a picture and a movie. Right? The picture gives you that snapshot, instant in time, whereas a video or a movie gives you over in it. That's the analogy. Pretty good when I thought, so I said, hey, I'm going to put it in the notes. There are a few more in the future as well. That's it. See, I told you it was going to be really small.